Chapter 1. The Warning. The first time Elias met Dr. Leora Vey, she was standing in the rain outside his apartment complex, her hood pulled low over her face. The street lights flickered, casting long shadows across her sharp features. "You're the journalist?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Elias nodded, adjusting his recorder. "You said you had a story. Something about illegal experiments." Leora's gloved hands clenched. "Not here. Somewhere private." He led her inside, but before they reached his door, she stopped him. "There's one condition," she said, her tone icy. "You never look at my neck. No matter what happens, you don't look." "Understood." Elias frowned. "Why? What's there? Just promise me." He agreed, though curiosity gnawed at him. Chapter 2. The Revelation. Inside, Leora removed her coat but kept a high-collared shirt buttoned to her chin. She spoke in quick, precise sentences, detailing her work at NextGen Biotech, a company supposedly developing neural enhancements. "They weren't just testing on lab rats," she said, her fingers trembling as she sipped black coffee. "They used humans. And the subjects, they changed." Elias leaned forward. "Changed how?" Leora hesitated. "Their bodies adapted. Bones restructured. Skin hardened. Some grew appendages. Like evolution accelerated." Elias scoffed. "You're saying they turned people into monsters?" "Not monsters," she snapped. "Something else. Something beyond." Then, as she reached for her bag, her sleeve slid back, revealing a patch of skin that wasn't skin at all. Elias recoiled. "What the hell?" Leora yanked her sleeve down, her face pale. "You weren't supposed to see that." Chapter 3. The Mistake. Elias's pulse roared in his ears. "You're one of them." "No," she whispered. "I was their doctor. Until I got infected." "Infected?" She exhaled sharply. "The serum they developed. It's contagious under certain conditions. A single touch can rewrite DNA." Elias stood, backing away. "Are you saying I could?" "No. It's not airborne. But if you see the scar." She touched her neck. "That's the source. And once you see it, your brain starts to recognize the change. It calls to you." Elias laughed nervously. "That's insane." But then Leora's eyes darkened. "You already looked, didn't you?" His breath hitched. "No, liar." Before he could react, she lunged. Not at him, but for the door. "I have to go. If you start seeing things, shapes in the dark, movement where there shouldn't be, find me. Before they do." Then she was gone. Chapter 4. The Transformation. For 3 days nothing happened. Then on the 4th night, Elias woke to a sound, a clicking like insect legs on glass. He turned, and in the corner of his room something twitched. Shadow. No, not a shadow. Shape. Had too many limbs. He screamed, scrambling back, but when he flicked on the light, there was nothing. Just his own reflection in the window. His pupils were wrong. Lidded. Like a reptile's. Chapter 5. The Hunt. Elias found Leora in an abandoned subway tunnel, hunched over a makeshift lab. "It started," he gasped. "I'm changing." She didn't look surprised. "Because you saw the scar. Your brain is adapting to perceive what's already around us, what most can't see." "What are they?" "The next step," she said, rolling up her sleeve. The scales had spread to her elbow. NextGen didn't create them. They unlocked them. These things have always been here, hiding in the edges of reality. And now, they see you too. A skittering echoed from the tunnel's depths. Leora grabbed his arm. "Run." Chapter 6. The Choice. They barely made it to the surface before the creatures surged after them. Humanoid but wrong, their limbs bending in impossible ways. "There's a cure," Leora panted, shoving a vial into his hand. "But it'll erase your memory of everything. You'll forget them, and me." Elias hesitated. "What happens if I don't take it?" She smiled bitterly. "Then you become like me. And you'll spend the rest of your life running." The creatures were closing in. Elias made his choice. Epilogue: The Forgotten. Elias woke in a hospital bed, his head throbbing. "You were found unconscious near the river," the doctor said. "Do you remember anything?" He frowned. "No. Just a dream about scales." The doctor nodded, jotting notes. As Elias turned away, he caught a glimpse of the man's neck, just for a second. A scar. And beneath it, something moved. Elias blinked. It was gone. Or was it? Final chapter. The truth in the dark. Elias hesitated, the vial of cure cold in his palm. Around them the clicking grew louder, the sound of chitinous limbs scraping against concrete, of breath that wasn't quite breath. Leora's eyes locked onto his. "You have seconds. Choose." He thought of the things he'd seen, the way shadows bent when they shouldn't, the whispers that weren't voices but something deeper, older. If he took the cure, he'd forget. He'd be safe. But if he didn't? "What if I want to remember?" he asked. Leora's face twisted in something like pity. "Then you'll never sleep again." A shape lunged from the darkness, a thing with too many joints, its mouth a jagged split across its face. Elias ducked, but it wasn't after him. It went for Leora. She screamed as it dragged her down, her scalded arm flashing under the flickering streetlight. Elias acted without thinking. He smashed the vial against the creature's skull. It shrieked, recoiling as the liquid sizzled against its flesh. Leora gasped, scrambling back. That wasn't the cure. Elias stared at his empty hand. "Then what?" "That was them," she whispered. "Their blood. Their weakness." The creature writhed, dissolving into a black, tar-like substance. But more were coming. Dozens. Hundreds. Leora grabbed his wrist. "Now you have to run." Epilogue: The Unseen War. 6 months later. Elias sits in a dim motel room, the walls covered in newspaper clippings and scrawled notes. His reflection in the cracked mirror shows eyes that are no longer entirely human. He's learned things since that night. The creatures are called the Fold, beings that exist just outside human perception. Next Gen didn't create them. They unlocked the door. And Leora. She wasn't just a doctor. She was patient zero. A knock at the door. Elias doesn't answer. He knows what's out there. The knocking turns to scratching. Voice. "Elias." Sounds like Leora. But when he peers through the peephole, the hallway is empty. Then something drips from above. He looks up, and it looks back.